Hi, this is Julie from Totally Holistic Health, and today I wanted to share a really simple, really probably more beginners type of yoga practice. Yoga doesn't really have to be very hard and fast, although it can be, but it's quite nice just to offer a nice gentle practice to people who maybe haven't tried yoga before or just really are a bit tired and they just want to go for something a little bit more gentle. If you've got a blanket, it's quite nice to have blankets for underneath your for cushioning really underneath your knees and anywhere else that you need it. And also it's quite nice to sit on as well. So I'm going to bring my blanket just underneath my bottom, just so that it allows me to come into a nice upright position. So I'm just going to sit with my legs crossed. Obviously, if you're uncomfortable with your knees, you can straighten them out in front of you. Again, if you want to use a wall behind you, you can do. Just taking a couple of breaths here. So we're going to breathe in and out through the nose. So just try to make your breaths nice and slow, nice and deep. If you can, try to breathe into your belly first and then into your lungs. So very slowly, just releasing that breath, just coming back to a normal breath and opening your eyes if your eyes was shut. So we're going to just, first of all, release the shoulders a little bit now. So we're going to just bring the arms out in front of us, just interlock those fingers, push the palms away from you. So at the same time as pushing the palms away, just see if you can curve your spine away from your fingers, just dropping your head down between your arms. So you're just bringing your weight into more of your lumbar area. It's more your sit bones. Slowly, let's just release, coming up to a nice upright position. So if you can, just bend your elbows as you're coming up, keeping them interlocked. We're going to twist round first of all to the right, so just keep the fingertips interlocked first of all. Now we're going to release the hands, bring your left hand onto that right knee, bring the right hands behind, just a gentle twist round to the right. Try to keep a nice upright pose if you can. So if you find yourself slouching, just really draw yourself nice and tall, keep the chest open, and then gently back to centre. Change the cross of our legs now, so whichever way you've got your legs crossed, we're going to bring them the other way. We're going to interlock those hands again. Okay, so push the palms away, drop your head down between your arms again, just push your spine as far away from your fingertips as you can. So if you want to, just pull your belly back towards your spine. So just enjoy that stretch in the shoulders, and then gently bending your elbows, coming upright, keeping that interlock on the hands. If you can draw your arms a little bit higher, that's fine, but obviously just be really mindful of your shoulders, twisting round to the left. Bring your right hand onto your left knee, the left fingertips behind. Again, just easing that left shoulder blade back, nice and open with that chest. Releasing back to centre. So we're going to bring the soles of our feet together now, and we're going to interlock the hands behind the back. So just having that nice interlock like we had to start off with, palms facing up. Just see if you can pull your fingertips or fingers of your hands down towards your bottom. So we're just trying to open up the chest here, nice and tall. So just trying to open up the hips a little bit as well. So you have the option of staying nice and upright, or you can just see if you can lean forward a little bit. Obviously just be really mindful of those knees, but also be mindful of your back and your hips. If it's a little bit tight and painful, just keeping it upright might be a little bit more preferable. Just trying to keep your head up as well, so you're just trying to just feel that in the hips and the back, and the lower back. Slowly coming back up. Releasing those hands. So again, you can bring the legs into a nice cross-legged position if you want to. It's going to bring the arms out in front of us, just circling those wrists. So So the wrists do tend to take a little bit of a hammering in yoga, obviously if you're on your hands and knees quite a lot, so it's quite nice just to release the wrists. A lot of people tend to forget that you can. So just circling those wrists. And now we're going to just bring your hands, your palms facing forward, just see if you can ease those fingertips back. Now if you've got something like RSI or anything to do with carpal tunnel, just be really careful of this. It can be quite a nice release, but obviously it can also make it a little bit worse. So just be really careful. Same on the other side. Just being gentle. And then do the same on the other side. So we're going to just bring the palms down towards you, and again just stretching so you've got a nice long stretch on the top of those arms. And the same on this side as well. And if you're stuck at a desk again, this is actually a really nice thing to do as well. So we just want to just waggle those fingers and those wrists one more time. Let's bring the hands onto the shoulders. We're going to do some nice big circles with those elbows. Again, just releasing those shoulders. Noticing all those crunches and cracks. It's like snap, crackle and pop. And then the other way. And then just very gently, just releasing those arms, just shaking them out just to get any tension out of those arms. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees now. So if you have got your blanket handy, it's really good to use the blanket underneath your knees. A lot of people have problems with their knees, so this just adds a little bit of padding. If you haven't got a blanket, what you can do with your yoga mat is just roll your yoga mat up. So you've got 3 layers there, as long as you've got something at the front just to bring your hands on. Again, that's another option. If you have got problems with your wrist, another option you have got is just to roll the front of your mat up. And then if you bring the heels of your hands onto that rolled up bit, it just reduces the angle of your wrists, so you're not putting so much pressure through those wrists. Another good option to do is to make sure that you really engage the fingertips. So when you're actually coming onto all fours, just make sure that you really spread your fingertips out. Have the thumbs facing towards each other, but also just turn your elbow creases so they're facing towards each other. And we're trying to engage the fingertips into the floor. So if you try pushing all your fingertips into the floor, what it does, it just takes the pressure off your wrists a little bit. So it makes it much more easy to deal with. This is a really lovely way of just releasing the spine. So we're going to drop your belly down towards the floor. So just tilting that pelvis up towards the ceiling, bring your head up. And then we're just going to arch away, so again push down with the floor, just drop your head down between your arms. Again, if you want to bring your breath into this, it's quite nice. So as you drop your belly down, bring your head up, and breathing in, breathing out. So you just drop the head down between your arms. So it's really nice just to push away from the floor, so doing that stretch in the shoulders, belly down, bring the breath in. Breathing out. Maybe just a couple more breaths, and then coming back to a normal breath into a nice tabletop position. Wonderful. And again from here, if you do need to release the wrists, it's quite nice just to spend a couple of moments just give them a bit of a waggle. Again, because they do take quite a hammering, and if you're not used to doing yoga, it does take a while just to get used to what they can and can't do and how it feels. So again, spreading out those fingertips. We're going to do sort of gentle scooping cat now. It's quite nice just to bring the knees back just a little bit as well here. So we're going to just very gently do some nice figure of 8. So figure of 8, again, it's just trying to mobilise your hips, mobilise your spine, mobilise the shoulders. So we're going to just very gently circle around one leg, bring the weight forward, and just do some nice figure of 8s, just dropping back, move those hips. It's almost a bit like freestyle really, so just noticing where you need to move, just easing the back. Maybe dropping back into a pose of a child and easing forward. Again, you want to put a lot of pressure through those wrists, so just be really mindful of how that feels. Just taking a few moments. And then slowly we're going to ease ourselves back into a pose of a child. So what you can do is, if you've got issues with your knees, just bring something underneath your bottom here on the top of your calves, just dropping back, stretching forward with those arms, dropping the head down. So just really breathing into this. Just see if you can allow the chest to come down to the floor. So if you can, just maybe bring the arms a little bit wider. If you've got problems with your shoulders, you're not putting too much pressure on them. Also, you can just bring your arms down by your side if that feels a bit preferable or less uncomfortable. Slowly, let's just push ourselves up into a seated position. So if you have got issues with your knees and this is uncomfortable sitting like that, just come back into a nice cross-legged position. I'm going to stay on my knees and just bring a gentle twist in. So if you are cross-legged, that's fine. We're going to just do a similar twist to what we did before. So we're just going to very gently twist round. So bring your left hand onto your right knee, right hand behind, just bring the chest round. So again, just see if you can ease that right shoulder back. It's quite nice to see if you can hook your arm around your waist as well. Back to centre, and the same on the second side. So bring your right hand onto the left knee. Just see if you can bring that left wrist round. Just a nice gentle twist. Coming back to centre. So bring your hands into your heart centre. Just taking a couple of moments here just to really enjoy that lovely openness. Allowing that breath just to flow. Bring your head down towards your fingertips. Just offering gratitude to your body for what it's achieved. And thank you so much for joining me in this practice. Namaste. We'll see you next time.